teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway.
Pulls it in at the 13. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First carry now for Trey Sermon. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
On 2nd down, another shot for Sermon. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
Boy, that completion comes with a high degree of difficulty, especially on the catch. Had to look that one in one-handed, able to do so, and ends up picking up a 1st down as well.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. These two teams, they met in L.A. earlier in the year with the Chargers coming out victorious. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play action. It's Herbert. He's going to air one out. And this is taken in at the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He'll buy some time right. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Trey Sermon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now Wilson on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back, and he's able to run with the ball. But you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
3 down. 31's the mic. I got one. 4 down. 31's the mic. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. 31's the mic. Watch the back. 31's the mic.
Now it's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
On the handoff, Sermon. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd down, another shot for Sermon. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And this defense going to bring out a couple extra DBs here on 3rd and a yard. Here's Herbert. It's brought in by Harris. Finding room to the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. For those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
On the option to give to Sermon here. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd down, another shot for Sermon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. Now it's Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And his kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. After 1, it's 9-0. From the 41, Wilson. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
Well, this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Andre Cisco. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really floating around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Herbert off of play action. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far.
This will be 3rd and 19. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted.
Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Looking downfield for Jones.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff. Sermon.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Sermon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And now the up man has it. It's a fake. Give him an even 20 yards there on the pickup as a fake punt fooled everybody. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile, too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands. He's able to pick up the first down.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They give to Sermon out of the gun, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
A gain of 3, second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Here's a diving catch right side.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
What was that? Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Escaping the pressure right. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Looking deep for Julio. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. This will be their first trip to the red zone. They've got it 1st and goal to go. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Second down and goal. Wilson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Touchdown. David Njoku as the first half is winding down. And the Blues are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point forthcoming. Knocks it through. That makes it a 5-point ball game. It's 15-10 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Charger drive about to get going as they take over here with 11 seconds remaining. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So this just a 5-point game as we resume action in this second half on EA Sports. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline. Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
On third down, Wilson. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. On second down, it's Sermon. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 44 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Back to Sermon on first down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Out of the gun, Herbert. This to the outside, it's Sermon. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Herbert on third down now. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Sermon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Herbert. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ronnie Perkins. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Herbert. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Here we go, D, get off the field.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Dancing to his left.
And he'll just get rid of it.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Rolling to his right. Looking downfield for Jones. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Herbert on 1st down now. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Herbert now. Right back to Jeudy, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
On 3rd down, here's Sermon.
And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Switch it up here and look to throw. And this will be caught. It's Johnson for the Charger touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. A slant to Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now we watch everything with great anticipation because he just had his 999th reception. And yes, math majors, the next one, a big one, 1,000. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. This is the tight end, Njoku. The ball comes out and picked up by the Chargers. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain that time for the Chargers. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And they take a knee. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last point of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Chargers, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the